2 seconds. Multitasking is not the biggest strength of mine, I won't lie. Right, okay. So we're here. We are live with you. Hi LinkedIn, hi YouTube, hi Facebook, hi TikTok. Stay with the Sales Angel. So we're talking today sales, business, and all of that jazz. I had a conversation today with a client of mine who's had a bit of a turbulent time, shall we say, over the space of the last few months. Let's bring you over here, TikTok. And let's move you over here a little bit, LinkedIn crew. There we go. And I had a little bit of a turbulent time. Struggled to get in the flow of things, get things moving forward. And what a lot of people forget is it's quite normal. Like, not everything is super easy. Not everything that we're trying to do, we do it once and it's going to magically kick ass and become just outstanding. Sometimes it takes a good bit of time. Sometimes we've got to adjust what we're doing, how we're doing it. And you've got to put in the time, you've got to put in the effort, you've got to put in the practice. If you think about where you were in your life, through every stage, from where you are now, let's say you're here, all the way through every single stage of our life, most of us have been learning, developing, enhancing from the next level and the next level and the next level. And for some reason, when people get to entrepreneurship and selling and marketing, creating offers, presenting and speaking on stages, people really seem to get really caught up with, oh, I tried it, didn't work. Oh, yeah, no, did that. Not for me. But actually, everything that we've ever done, realistically, we would have sucked at the start. And I think a lot of people don't think about this stuff. A lot of people aren't thinking about how many times it took them to become effective at what they do, how long it took you to become effective in your job, in your life, driving a car, riding a bike, whatever it is. No one's born with these magical skills that just kick ass. Everyone was born with the same inabilities to do most things. We had to learn to walk, we had to learn to talk. We have to learn every single skill that we now take for granted over time. I've just been sat here wondering why Instagram won't connect, and it's because the internet was turned off. Let's try that again. And for some reason, we end up in our lives now where we get to a certain level of learning, we get to a certain level of ability, we get to a certain standard of our lives, age, and we stop learning. We stop trying to get to that next level. Think of it like this. Think of it like martial arts. Everyone's seen like a kung fu film at some point, right? A lot of us have gone from being absolute white belts in whatever we do. We've done a little bit of skills. We've become more confident, more competent, more able. And then we get a little bit of success. And then we're like, cool, I've cracked it. I've done it. We've completed it. Game over. And we stop learning. And here's the problem I've got with it. Hey, Instagram, by the way. Hi, LinkedIn. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Facebook. Hi, TikTok. The problem I've got with it is, and I think the problem we all have with it is, social media means you can be in front of someone who's 500 steps ahead of you or one step ahead of you. And often it's really hard to know which it is. It's really hard to tell who's actually ahead of you, who can actually learn from you, and who's just good at marketing. Where if you go pre the internet, it was easier to find someone's success, normally a bit more local, where now you're on TikTok, you're on Insta, you're on LinkedIn, you want to hire an expert on this platform that you're on now, and you want to go off and learn how to become more effective. There's so many people out there with courses and programs. It's hard to know who you're going to give money to and who's actually going to add value to your life, add value to what you do. And I think it's one of the biggest problems for the vast majority of us now is we don't know how to find the right people to give us the right skills. And on the flip side, a lot of us are looking for something, but we don't know exactly what it is we are actually looking for. We don't know what the skill is. The thing that we're looking for, we know we're here and I want to get to here, but we don't know what that is. Maybe look at where we are now. We're not a massive global company, but now we're at the stage we're trying to break through to 700K a year. Then we're going to break through to 1.2. Then the aim is to get to 1.5 million. And for us to do that, we've got to go through the same steps that other people have done. So here's some of the things that I've said to a lot of people. And this is just as an example, not a sales pitch, which is literally what we've been doing. Find people, find companies, find mentors, find coaches that have trodden the path that you're trying to tread within the space of the last 2 years. Like if they've done it within the last 2 years, the likelihood that their skills, the things that they did, the actions that they took, the methods that they used are likely to be more accurate to current standards. Here's the big problem we've got, and this is one of the things we know from the sales side. If I look at sales coaching, sales training from 15 years ago, excuse me, it's completely different from what it is now. Part of the stuff we do now wouldn't even necessarily have been as valid 15 years ago. Buying habits are completely different. The way people actually sell now effectively is very different. The technologies, the access, the tools, all the stuff that we have available to us is completely and utterly different now than it was 15 years ago. People are also used to certain things. They're more exposed to certain things. And the more people become exposed to something, the less powerful, the less impact it has. If you hear the same joke over and over again, it loses its funniness. Don't know what happened there. So think of it like this. If you're trying to go from here to here, and you can find someone who has navigated that in the space of the last 2 to 4 years, and you can follow what they've done in the same steps that they've took, that's going to lower the time that it takes you to do it. It's going to lower the mistakes that you're going to have to make. And if you can cut down the mistakes that you make, it makes it far more logical for you guys to do it. And this is the same for TikTok, Insta, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. It's the same across the board. You've got to be thinking, if someone's done that recently, and I believe that they've done it effectively with the right values, etc., that's what you want to try and find. Here's the big problem that we've got. A lot of people out there are following the biggest name out there, and we find it almost like a bit of a safety blanket, but we feel more reassured because that person has done it in to such a high level. But what we forget to look at is whether that person's actually done it in a repeatable way that we can follow. If you're learning sales skills, that's great. If you're learning marketing, that's great. But if you're learning out-of-date methods, that's going to decrease the effectiveness of what you actually do. It's going to cut down and lower the conversion rate of what you actually do. And I think for so many people out there now, we don't have a bar to gauge it against. I spoke to someone the other day who told me he's got a 95% conversion rate on his sales. Outbound sales, 95%. I'm just saying, in the industry he was in, I'm not feeling it. Because unless you're just getting given deals where the person knows, likes, trusts you, and all the other stuff in there, the likelihood that conversion would be that high, I think, is very, very slim. But if you don't know what conversion you're trying to get to, it's very hard for you within your business to know where to progress. So think of it like this. Let's say we've got two versions of me. One is a 20% conversion guy, and there was a 30% conversion guy. Now, for us to get the same results, that's not going to work. Because if we just do exactly the same thing, if my ability is I typically convert 20% and that's going to stay the same, if I replicate the other person's actions, we're not going to get the same results. So we've got to either increase our skills and ability to get to the same conversion rate with them, then replicate what they do with the same brand awareness. That makes a difference. With the same skills, that makes a difference. With the same product, with the similar clients, with the same tools, with the same funnels. But most people don't have that. If you're going to go and do sales training now, and you're going to follow one of the biggest names out there, some people are spending $40,000, $60,000, $80,000 and pounds a month in advertising on their social medias to generate leads. So then if you replicate and you follow the same steps that they're setting, but you don't have the same budget, you can't expect to get the same results. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation today. That's why I wanted to just come on for 20 minutes, half hour today. If you're going to spend your time trying to get the results to move your business forward, you've also got to think about the person that I'm copying, replicating, emulating, learning from. Have they gone off and actually some guy on TikTok just said to me, but Robbie Williams has let himself go. Thank you. That's entertaining. That's really got me. I've completely lost my train of thought. Thanks for. So if we're trying to replicate, if we're trying to emulate, if we're trying to learn from different people that are out there, it's going to make a massive difference on whether they've actually done it. No, you're actually quite funny. I once got drunk with Robbie Williams' dad many, many moons ago and pretended to be his overweight brother. So it's ironic you said that. So that's why it caught me off guard. So I appreciate you. Sorry, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Robbie on TikTok was just telling me I look like a let go version of Robbie Williams. So think about it like this. Get a strategy. Work out where your skills are, work out where you're trying to get to, and then work out who's done that journey. Because then it's easier for you to navigate that journey. It's easier for you to take the relevant steps that you need to take to get to that next stage. A lot of us aren't. We're just blindly going, I want more leads. I want more deals. I want more clients. I want to grow my business. I want to build a business. But if we haven't found the right model, framework, strategy, skills for us to actually go off and replicate, it's going to be far harder for us to achieve it. And I think for most people out there, that's the problem. This is why when we see companies with sales teams. Now, some sales teams out there are doing fantastically well. And they've got training which is out of date. But the people working it are amazing. And they're dedicated and they're committed and they develop themselves. But then there's other people out there right now that are going new into roles, new into jobs, and they're learning things and being told things they didn't know. And it makes sense. Even the out of date stuff makes sense to a lot of people why it could work. But it's out of date. And you're giving yourself a barrier, a level of resistance of your potential ability to go off and close deals. So it's important to work out the difference between the out of date stuff, the modern techniques, the methods, the strategies, or formulas at work, and then replicating them around what your business model is. We've got a call in 6 minutes to jump on with a client, so I need to go. I just wanted to drop in. We're going to try and make sure we're turning up every single day. Robbie, you entertained the life out of me. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. Anyone needs anything, drop me a DM. We've got a load of free trainings. You can just go to closedealstoday.com if you want to get yourself in there, or just drop me a message. We've got plenty of stuff we can give you for free. Have a good day. Make sure you're making this week a strong one, whatever it is you're doing. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.